What's going on, guys? It's Conducive Gaming here, and I'm your host, Crehan, for this podcast. And with me, I have Axel's Apprentice.
What's going on, guys? Axel's Apprentice here.
I got Visor with me.
What's up?
Intrepid.
What up?
Dickhead Donkus.
Aggressive. No, it's Weesna.
And Willie Vanilli.
How you doing, people?
And Rocker is busy losing his shit.
Hey.
All right, what's the topic today, Crehan?
Oh, man, alright.
Lay it on us.
What map or area is the best in gaming?
Oh my god.
Fuck off. Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh my god!
Okay. What a douche.
Who's gonna start that one off? Because
I think we should go.
just see the anticipation in everyone's face.
Okay. If anyone could see my face right now, I'm like, boy. Okay. All right.
No, it's more like you're constipated.
Sort of it's our favorite map or best map?
Either. I mean,
I was
both.
gonna say favorite. Yeah, I was gonna ask
Like,
the same
I mean,
question. Because there's a lot of them.
Sometimes
Like,
it's the same thing. I mean, you never know.
okay.
But I would say
now
best.
this is
I would
any
say
game,
best.
right?
Any game ever made. What do you guys think is the best map or area?
Well, most people automatically go straight to sandboxes thinking about this. I would say.
I mean, that's generally. I mean, because that gives you the most widespread
Right.
area to explore.
A very good one is Overgrown. Call of Duty 4.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yes. Throwing a curveball.
Grandma's
curveball, but a good curveball.
Gotta go to Grandma's house.
One
right
down,
on top, right?
we haven't referenced Rust yet.
Absolute pieces of shit. Absolute.
I mean, my mind immediately goes. It's gonna be cliche as all hell. Grand Theft Auto 5. That map.
That was the
I
first
couldn't
one I
agree-
thought
I
of.
couldn't agree with you.
Los Santos is just so much fun to traverse.
And they did so good at like remaking Los Santos from San Andreas, which in San Andreas it was already a good map, and then they just improved it so much.
Not even that. It was the fucking detail. The detail they put into this map, guys. If you really take a closer look at it,
100%.
it is a fucking
very
masterpiece
true.
of a world. The street signs are fucking up to par. The streets of LA, dude. I watched a video comparing, the game itself and side by side to real life, and they got it down to a fucking T. The cars, dude. I mean, they even made an abundance of all the exotic cars to fit in with all the shit. And let's not forget about the desert. Come on.
I mean,
hit county right there.
The sticks.
The sticks. Anyone got something to add?
I'm going to go ahead and already lay this out because a lot of people are probably already thinking this. Hyrule in Breath of the Wild.
Guys, me and Intrepid are shaking hands right now, just so you know.
So, it's not about the map and the detail, it's more... Because if we were talking about just the detail, there are other games that I could think of, like Final Fantasy 15. Phenomenal world.
Map. Yep.
They went to the detail in what they put in creating that universe.
Unbelievable.
Mwah!
Wildlands did a
Me and
Wildlands.
Intrepid played
A bunch
a
of them.
4K the other day.
But for a game's map to reflect the necessities of the gameplay, Breath of the Wild does it phenomenally. You have to pay attention to everything. Your noise meter, your temperature gauge, creating the right food for the right resistances against the right things. You walk into a desert, you're getting burnt the fuck up. You walk into the shade, it'll actually cool you down. You have heat resistance potions. Awesome. Like, you have to play around this environment, unlike most games.
Now, this
That's
is
what I
coming
love.
from someone that hasn't even... I mean, I touched the game for about 30 seconds. And hearing that
That's
sounds really cool.
rape.
I mean, that sounds really cool. Obviously, I didn't get into that much. I was busy trying to figure out how weapons worked. But, I mean, that sounds really cool. I mean, like, I didn't know that the weather and the places you are and mattered to the gameplay. It's actually kind of cool to hear that, and a cool twist on the already cool and interesting and challenging Zelda games that we already have.
Especially in terms of the Wasteland in particular, because those same points that I posted earlier about the heat, it's just like a regular desert. You have to be worried about your day-night cycle.
I was just
has
saying,
its
hot
own
in the
clock.
day,
The
cold
second
at night.
the second it hits nighttime,
okay,
freezing
right.
cold. You have to time if you're playing early game. I played Wasteland first, so I did not have clothing that helped me. I was just barely gathering the grasping of cooking, and it was a whole lot of during the daytime running to the shade, waiting to this particular moment between day and nighttime when it was okay to walk around freely, and it adds its own survival aspect just to the map itself, regardless of the adventure and the exploring and the delving that it
And the
allows you
actual
to do.
story to it. I mean, it adds a lot to it. Okay. That's cool. That's
story's
a
a whole other level to me, but
That's a topic for a while.
that is another topic. Yes.
All
yes,
right, now
yes.
to move on to another game. I have another little suggestion here, and just how vast and huge and pretty it is. Destiny.
Yes.
Discovering the different planets and seeing how well they put it all together, it's really beautiful. It is. I mean, it's a sight to see. If you haven't done it, I mean,
Destiny in its gameplay, people argue, and it does have its faults. It does have its pros.
of course.
But in terms of its map, I agree. It is phenomenal, the amount of imagination they put into it.
So this is coming from someone who isn't that big of a fan of Destiny. I know, bash on me, but I just...
No,
There are plenty of
opinions.
There's probably another one.
ahead.
I will say though, very nice map and landscape, and looks very, very well together. I think I will say that.
100% agree with every single answer in that statement. I got Destiny first. When it first fucking came out. And the first thing I did when I went into a fucking world is I traveled. I looked for every detail, and I looked for everything before I even did anything.
They dropped you right on Earth, and you were just like, all right, I know the mission says to go here,
But I'm gonna go the fuck over
but
here.
there's all right, like there's
I
all
remember
around this place, man.
Back in the alpha, when me and my coworker were playing together, we're walking around, we're viewing plants. I remember we spent 25 whole minutes. I walked into a cave, and this cave had an upper and a lower level with an entrance on either side. So I remember I go to the top area and I jump down, and he jumped down after me. He walks out of the cave and comes back, and I was like, wait a minute, that sounded a little weird. I walked out of the cave while we were talking, and I realized that the chat audio still had a reverberation as if you were inside or outside the cave. Amazing mechanic. I was like, wow, I never thought I would actually hear this in a game. Lot of games probably have had this in it, but I never really noticed it until one of those games, and for that it was Primo.
Yeah.
Primo.
Definitely.
It's definitely one of the
Definitely one of the
top
better ones.
areas and worlds.
I don't know if anyone's ever played the Rainbow Six Siege at all. New. A little bit,
A little bit here and there.
House.
I was
One of
gonna
the main maps on that.
Of course, I haven't played Rainbow Six.
Great fucking map, so much detail.
I was watching you play it, and I believe it's the one that you can go on top of the building.
Yes.
And inside, that was really
there's
nice.
a lot of detail. Like they
A
get
lot.
down.
Which map are we talking about?
House.
It's
It's called House. It's literally called House. You can go from every which angle.
I don't know the maps well enough,
You can go
unfortunately, to even
around
know
walls. You
description.
can go. And they put a lot of detail. If you've not picked that,
Are you talking about the one that has actually the triangular top?
Yes.
Yes.
Always try to break through that shit in
Yes.
Spider-Man, people. It
Yeah.
doesn't work. Don't
never-
Spider-Man, people. Don't be a
Yeah.
hero like me.
Be a hero sometimes.
Heroes never die.
Heroes die a fucking lot.
But
That wasn't Overwatch.
a lot of detail. Very, very good detail in that game. They're doing very well. And
Oh,
there's-
Rainbow Six is a phenomenal game.
But I was very surprised because
hate it, but I
the
love
last
it.
game that they
Love it.
had was like, but they came out
got
with this, and it's
Siege,
like,
and
they're like-
they got it right.
right on the money. Right on the money.
So, my favorite map is probably Overgrown from Call of Duty. I mean,
Yeah.
literally the first time when that DLC dropped, I got into a custom match with Donkus, actually. I don't know if he remembers it, but we actually searched through that map and just went all around the map, and I played a lot of Call of Duty. I 10th Prestige, level 50 in that game.
Nerd.
So if we're talking Call of Duty maps, let's be honest here. Almost the whole maps of almost all the maps from COD 4, just for the sole fact that you can glitch on almost every single one of them.
I mean, you can do the same thing in Modern Warfare 2. I mean, the amount of elevator glitches.
It was just ridiculous.
If we're talking glitches.
Like, I literally used to do private parties just to be like, hey, you guys want to glitch? Not even play the game. Let's just glitch and stretch each other out as fucking far as we can, man.
Running.
Can I just make a statement here?
No.
Why the fuck is the zombies in Infinite Warfare so fucking good, but the actual game sucks ballsack? Why?
Yeah, that's so true.
I don't understand it.
I mean,
I have
Zombies in Spaceland. I don't know if you guys have all played. I've played it. I've beaten it.
Is that
I
the
myself
same
have
that
seen
plays
it.
constantly?
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. The
A lot of
fact that they
work.
put it into like a carnival or like a fair type scene.
I would say that's even a pretty good fucking
It is. I was just gonna
Great
say
map.
with Korea, fucking Raven the Redwoods, this DLC they just came out with, fucking phenomenal.
Even the Shaolin Shuffle
Yeah,
that just came out with
fucking-
like last week.
I don't know what they're thinking and why they haven't put the zombies
What the hell's going
into
on?
the fucking game. I don't fucking know.
You know what's
but-
funny? I was actually going to mention another zombies map way back when. Ascension from Black Ops 1. My favorite
That
zombie
was
map.
the rocket one.
The rock,
Oh,
up in
yeah.
space, up on
World
the
War
roof.
II.
Oh, it's awesome.
I like how you had to do the power.
It's not a leak
change
anymore.
all the color.
It's out.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
it's
it
a
started
thing.
out- it
November
started out in
3rd,
black and white.
2015.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you turn
Well,
the
no, I
power
meant the
on and
zombies
then to color.
I'm gonna completely jump out of Call of Duty for a second.
That's
My
fine.
favorite map or area from anything is probably Metal Gear Solid 3. Grozny Grad. This Russian stronghold is the essence of freaking stealth. Everything about this place sucks.
I think
all capitals
I
in that
think-
word. Sucks.
I think I've seen you playing on that map before and seen you actually getting pissed off.
Oh, it's awful.
like-
Dogs every corner. There's freaking... Dude, they lay out traps at one point. Freaking... In between the tanks. The only place you can freaking maneuver to get to one of the parts, like, across the yard. Not even, like, freaking, like, 5 feet. There's fucking claymores everywhere. And then the guards... Oh my god. They're in the worst position spots ever. Guard towers, snipers, they'll fucking trank you down 2 seconds as soon as they see you. And then you got the waterways, you got like, but the thing that sucks about this is it's so big, so there's several different pathways, and you end up losing yourself, and you'll end up running into the same guard patrols, dude, and it sucks trying to get past the same one over and over again.
So I just kind of need to hop in. It's parallel to the topic, but not exactly on it because it's not a particular map. But one game that really exceeded my expectation in terms of level design and map making was the new Devil May Cry game.
Oh my god.
When I went back and played through that and played through like 3/4 of the levels in that game, it was just me stopping and realizing, holy shit, the amount of work that went into this. It's been a while since I played the game, but there is one level. It takes place in like a high-tech neon nightclubby thing with a boss at it. One of the best levels, I guess, in a certain way,
100%.
that I've ever played through. It was phenomenal.
100% agree with that.
Another one where you have to go through this mirrored version of the world by going through like this lake, like
Yep.
just the amount of taking the whole like Z-axis and just like flipping it and really reminding you that it's a 3D game and that you get to move in all spaces rather than making a 3D world that you walk through in a 2-dimensional way.
Limbo was
Damn.
fantastic.
Oh.
Limbo was fantastic in that game.
Little Nightmares, by the way, released today. Also fantastic.
So, I'm going to be that guy.
Be that guy.
And I'm going to look at Donkus straight when I say this.
Uh-oh.
Look at him gay.
Fox only. Final destination. No light.
Wait, are we talking? Wait. Okay, sorry. You've opened up this can of worms. So,
Final destination, motherfuckers.
Are we talking about?
When shit gets...
Are we talking about the Fox Ditto?
Yes, Fox only, no items.
Final destination.
Hiya!
When shit gets real, man. Melee.
Oh no! I've had many experiences of the real Melee. That's a shit show.
Yeah.
Well, actually, what a bigger shit show was watching a Pikachu and slash Jigglypuff
Are you
slash Kirby
fucking
come
kidding
out.
me?
They made they evolved the Final Destination map just so much, and it's like, and it's just, let's be honest, let's be brutal honest. We just go there to get shit settled. That's it.
That's where you settle. I mean, that's where you settle arguments.
Yeah.
I mean, that and Rust. I mean, those
Rust settles the arguments.
We are forgetting the very, very important map as well.
Shipment?
I mean, not shipment.
Shipment.
We're coming back to shipment. That we already knew. We're coming back to shipment. But on terms of Final Destination, I mean, it's really debatable to a lot of people of whether they like Final Destination or Battlefield.
Well,
it depends. Do you want platforms or do you just want to fuck shit up?
The thing is like.
However, a lot of people fuck shit
spacing.
up by playing off of those.
Well, that's
platforms.
what I'm saying. Like spacing yourself in between and using those platforms is some people's strategy. I personally don't care for it, but I can do it. Yeah. You know, it's something that's strictly preference, but it's like.
What do you like playing
the
on?
Same. I like Final Destination better.
I feel Final Destination personally because it gets the platforms out of the way. They stop fucking up my moves. I also rely a lot on combos that lead into each other.
Yeah.
Now, my friend who plays this game as well, he's one of the best marts you'll ever see. He only does Battlefield mainly because all of his attacks will lead through the platform because his sword goes through it. So he sees Battlefield as more competitively viable.
Yeah.
Stage.
I say Final
and a lot of people would probably argue it.
I agree.
Let's put it this way. Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and for 3DS were like, hey, you can make any map a Final Destination version of the map to get rid of the platforms. What
Yeah, that's
a cool feature.
Like,
a super cool feature. I like that. I mean, it added a sort of freshness to Final Destination that you couldn't get because of whatever. Because
you get bored of Final Fantasy. Or Final Fantasy.
right.
No, you don't get bored of Final Fantasy. Sorry, you get bored of Final Destination. But I mean, if you're playing on that same platform with a brand new
background,
a new stage,
new music,
it spices it up a little bit.
It's honestly, it is.
Yeah, someone who truly loves fighting.
So I'm gonna take this away from the fighting game in Smash Bros. And personally, how much I loved BioShock.
Oh my god, fucking Rapture!
Rapture
Both
and
of
the details behind it.
I was gonna say I don't even know the one in Infinity because I didn't get to that one yet.
Columbia.
What?
You don't know my backlog.
Honestly, it's beautiful. The underwater feel to it, obviously, and the feel that at any point the water can come caving in.
The claustrophobia.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's the worst.
It intensified everything, and it made every
atmosphere.
detail so much better for me.
And John, may I join you on this?
Yeah.
one? As a horror gamer, one of the greatest fucking atmospheres you'll ever find in a game. Absolutely, BioShock, hands
100%.
down, has one of the best atmospheres you will ever find in a horror-esque game. BioShock landed it. The freaking creepy noises in the hallways, the shadows, dude. The shadows used to scare the shit out of me.
The shrieking that you ever heard.
Absolutely. The Big Daddies.
I forgot what I was going to say. So, I know this is a side note, but to get away from BioShock for a second, if you have not played fucking Resident Evil, the newest one.
Oh wait, okay, sorry, I'm gonna have to pause it because this goes back to what I was gonna say about BioShock.
Okay, go ahead.
So, in particular, Doctor Who fans, you'll know this. If you play BioShock and you watch Doctor Who, you know the room I'm talking about. You walk into this nice open parlor, nice beautiful white columns, ceiling to floor, maybe about an inch or two of water laying over the entire floor area. Nice big open windows, illuminated by the moonlight. In the back right corner, you see a little portrait. And you're like, oh, there's like a chest over there. I should open that. I should go check that out. And you're walking by these mannequins. And so you go to the corner, and then you turn around, but the mannequins aren't mannequins. And they're closer. Still frozen in that deathly stare. But they fucking moved.
When I tell you Resident Evil scared the living shit out of me.
Oh, 100%.
When he grabs your face,
Oh my.
the main fucking character.
Jack Baker.
Fucking Korean can be there to exist. I fucking jumped out of my seat and shit myself.
Yeah, he was. I was there when he was playing it, and both of us. It was terrifying.
Fucking terrified.
Most heart-pounding moments in that whole entire game was me in the first half of that game running away from him because you hear him. If you play with headphones on, you have to.
Yeah.
Because you just hear him behind you, like
100% true.
you're just like. Argh!
I have to say, I never really got to play Resident Evil, but one game that I did get to play with Donkus is PT.
Oh,
I
me too.
was just gonna say it. Oh my god, I love you right now.
Best, probably designed all around best maps or areas.
I'm definitely afraid of that game.
Add onto this.
What?
Go ahead.
Definitely afraid of PT. Absolutely. First time I remember playing that game, I just staring down that hallway, the same hallway. You're just like, what the hell is going to happen next?
Repeat, and you're like, what the fuck
and
is
then
going
it switches.
on?
And then it switches
reason-
from a fucking chandelier.
The reason PT is such a phenomenal. I'm just gonna call it a game. I don't even give a fuck. It's like yeah, maybe you played through like 3 hours, but like I'll call it a game because it could have been even in itself.
It
was that good. It was that good.
Hideo
The
Kojima.
reason why it was such an ingenious idea to have the looping hallways, it immediately right at the basics covers 3 things horror players don't want to deal with: darkness,
Yep.
tight areas,
And no weapons.
and fucking corners.
Yep.
Nobody likes corners.
And they have the
every
worst
time
corners.
and doors. And like every time you open that like one closet door, and you were like, the fuck is gonna come out of here next? It
Like,
terrified
what is
me.
there?
Another
Like-
reason
Like-
too that I think is fantastic is they traded all that space that they could have used for a bigger map. I mean, when you go towards the front door and you look to the top, you know there's a balcony. They could have made it larger.
Yeah.
What it forces you to do, and the last thing that horror players never want to do, and not in a lot of horror games do they really do this until now, is you have to really focus in. I mean, it was kind of a shitty pun because you do literally focus in that game sometimes when you zoom in on shit.
Yeah.
But the fact that a lot of people, you're playing Outlast. You're opening a door,
Such
you
a
squint,
game.
you close your eyes, you're like, oh, maybe something's going to pop up here. I mean, 1, you don't know if things are going to pop up. But 2, you have to really keep your eyes open and understand that you have to look at things. It forces you to like view the paintings and the phone and react to things. And you never know when you unlock that next thing, like when you when you look to the phone, it starts ringing. If you're going to turn around and something's going to fuck you up.
It was absolutely terrifying.
The radio.
The worst to deal with.
Yep.
That happens a
The radio.
lot.
The radio.
The radio made that.
That happens a
freaking
lot in
demo.
Resident Evil. Like, there's points in that situation where he picks up the phone, turns around, listening, right behind you, and you're just like, what do I do? Where do I go?
You're like, I know you're right behind me, and I know this
like,
won't
how do I
progress.
move? Where do I go? Like,
This won't progress until
like
I
Donkey was
turn
saying,
the left
you
stick.
have to play that game with headphones on.
Can we just talk about how douchey Ethan Winters picks up a fucking phone? He's always like,
Like, you're not fucking Batman. Like, fucking answer. Hey, what's going on? Like,
To anyone listening that can't see what just happened, it was dramatic.
enter dramatic pause. That's what.
Oh man.
So
fantastic.
there is one map that no one's said anything about. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but Nuketown.
What? Okay, I like Nuketown.
They're like Nuketown's very 50-50.
My comment on Nuketown is very simple and very quick. Nuketown was awesome when it first came out, and now it is still just as awesome as it was because it's the same map, just with a new coat of paint every single time. But I'm bored of it. And so many people are so used to Nuketown, I don't even think it really needs much mentioning.
Yeah.
But I would like to hear what you have to say about it.
I mean, you basically hit the nail on the fucking head.
That's
Like,
what I said.
Why?
Nuketown's 50-50.
Why does every for that period of time? Why did every Call of Duty that came out in that stretch have to come out with a Nuketown again and again?
I was fine with it.
Because
I'm
it was such
still
a fan
okay with
favorite. It was such a fan favorite. It was so simple. It was easy to satisfy your customer with a new map and, basically get them to pay for it.
Right. Yeah.
But
No, I totally understand why they did it. It's
Not
just
do the
like,
work.
It's just like, I understand why you did it, but like, why did you do it?
Like, I'm even a little farther back because I'm don't get me wrong, like I said, like I like Newtown, and I like the fact that they redid it, and I like the map, and I'm like okay with it, but it's because of that thing, because it's Newtown and it's being redone so many times that nobody really cares about it, that it doesn't really warrant as much discussion about it as much. Because everybody knows Newtown is.
So
everyone.
And World War II.
Have you picked up a controller? You probably played on Newtown at least once.
At least one time.
In World War II, we're gonna get a World War II version of Nuketown.
Oh, you didn't. Right.
If we do, I won't be upset, and that's the sad part.
Yeah.
Is because it's Nuketown, I won't be upset.
You know what's
what they should do is they should incorporate the yacht in Call of Duty. The fuck is the name of it?
Hijacked.
Skyjacked.
Oh, yeah, Hijacked and Skyjacked.
Yep.
Hijacked. Great map.
Terminal.
Terminal.
Fantastic.
I mean, they've done Terminal like 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah,
Well, then again, they finally changed it, but even Terminal's a better example
they're
because
also adding
Terminal has
Rust
just been a
to
port
Infinite
over
Warfare.
until now. Until Infinite, it was just a port over. It
Yeah.
wasn't even a new map. It was just like, you fuckers want to play in Terminal? Okay, give us $15 more.
Here's Terminal.
We're gonna give you Terminal and
They're-
3 other shitty
They're a
maps.
piece of shit.
But you know what? I think Newtown should get more mention. Because in each variation, they do change the freaking Easter egg for that map. The very first version of that map, if you shoot all the mannequin heads within the required time, you get a, I love these guys. The Rolling Stones. You get a Rolling Stones song. The next variation of it, and I believe it was Black Ops 2,
Yep.
if you shoot all the mannequin heads, I don't think a lot of you know about this, if you shoot all the mannequin heads during a multiplayer match, you zip to the fucking sign, that Nuketown sign, it turns into a fucking Atari game machine.
Yep.
You can play 10 different Atari games on it, all with the high score tracker and everything, dude. And then in Black Ops 3...
Do I hear a new miniseries starting right now?
And then in Black Ops 3...
Foreshadowing, my friends.
Oh, absolute foreshadowing. But you know what's another thing, too, in Black Ops 3? Then, if you shot off all the mannequin heads, the motherfuckers turned to zombies.
Yep.
And they changed it.
That was terrifying.
They changed it every time. And that's why I do believe Nuketown should get more mention, because I think that's fucking sick. I mean, not only did they rehash the maps, but they also created a new Easter egg for each map. And I mean, for much shit as I give Call of Duty for being the same over the time, I mean, I'm actually kind of being a sucker for World War II, because I kind of miss the old... I'm kind of sick and tired of modern fucking setting. Shino Numa. That's another fucking great map, too. We'll get into that later.
The thing I have to add on about the Easter egg is it is really cool that they added that in. I feel like it's more of a necessity type thing though.
Yeah.
Because they know, okay, well we're hardly touching up hardly touching up this map. We're kind of just porting it over, like coat of paint, blah blah blah, shit that I've already said. Yeah. But of course they're gonna have to change the Easter egg because once people know the first Easter egg, they'll have to move on to the second.
Of course. They'll
have to move on to something new because otherwise people are going to do the same old Easter egg. Mm-hmm. So I like that aspect, and that's really cool that they change it up. I feel like it's just more of like they would have had to at that point because people would.
But
be
they also could have not done anything at all.
That's true.
And,
yeah, that is
completely eliminated it entirely, which probably would have made more people.
And that's awesome. Like I'm glad that they went on past the first one and decided to make more Easter eggs.
Yeah. So I might be like really stupid, and this might have actually happened. But I would actually be cool with seeing a zombie Nuketown.
Like Nuketown in the zombies mode?
Yeah.
I think there was someone talking about that once.
We've already gotten it in Black Ops 2.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Nuketown.
Oh fuck, you're totally right.
It became a zombies map, and it was good. It honestly made Nuketown hard to traverse. It really did. It made it very difficult to get around. And I mean, in a sense, that's cool. You had to know which way to go here, and I understand why they did it because in such a small space, you had to have doors to buy and perks to hide and the mystery box to have different areas and whatever. But like, it made it very difficult to get around, and it kind of turned me off from playing it in the zombies mode.
Fair enough.
I would have to agree with that, honestly. But but I feel like they should have done it almost like the first map in World at War.
Yeah.
Start off in the building, have the zombies
Yep.
come through the building,
Yep.
and then work your way down and work your way out.
And zombies was so simple back then because it was a new concept.
Yeah.
And now since we're used to that, I mean, I even went back and played that map, and I'm like, holy shit, there's like nothing to do.
We've come a long
way.
And that was such a huge deal.
I
Like,
haven't.
that was such a
when
huge.
that first drop, dude, zombies, everyone was like,
I did admire with Black Ops 3 how they twisted out the zombies, how they took it from that you're going to start in a small room and work yourself out while also making sure your barricades are closed and shit. But I like the way that Black Ops 3 was like, we know you're going to play this over and over and over, because that's what got me bored in them, is like they were fun to see how far you could get, but eventually you get bored because it's the exact same starting point over and over and over. And in BO3, it's still the same, but they decided to make it, instead of, okay, a small room and you work your way out, you work your way out still, but there's so much shit you have to find.
Oh yeah.
So many
Transit?
deep,
Transit.
deep
I'm not a big fan
fucking...
of Transit.
I was never.
I'm not talking about
Never
Transit.
a huge fan.
I'm not talking about Transit. That's Black Ops 2. I'm talking about Black Ops 3.
No, Transit was Black Ops 3.
Yeah,
Was it?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the open map with the weird fucking Cthulhu demon shit.
that's Black Ops 3. You're talking about Black Ops 2. Transit is Black Ops 2, and I promise you.
Really?
Yes.
All right. Maybe I'm
I thought
just
it was
confused.
Speaking of, that map is fantastic.
I was
There's
never a
so
fan.
much hidden shit in that map. It's not
Well,
even
yeah.
funny.
Oh,
But-
Transit was
the
fantastic.
full,
I
if you
forgot
played
about
the
Transit
full
to begin
entire
at first.
thing, it's
I thought that's what you're
loaded.
talking about.
That too still goes in the same
So let's veer away a little bit, and I'd like to talk about a fantastic game, probably my favorite game of all time, as well as I also think it's probably one of the best made games of all time. Does anyone know where I'm going with this?
Hatsune Miku.
Yes. No, The Last
Katamari.
of Us.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Katamari
I was
Damacy.
gonna
The
say
Last
that.
of Us and
Is a masterpiece.
oh my god, it's so beautiful.
And
It
now
is
with The Last
so-
of Us 2 coming out,
It's so
I'm so
beautifully
excited.
crafted.
Just
Not
Yeah.
only beautiful, but beautifully
Watching
fucking crafted.
him get stabbed in the fucking belly and go, oh yeah, no, this doesn't hurt, I'm a little bitch, and just tape it up and fucking go kill 4 more people.
If anybody,
Excuse me?
if anybody wanted to hear audibly what it sounds like for someone to get murdered, listen closely, because you're about to. I never made it past the halfway point on Last of Us.
Are you fucking serious?
Are you shitting me right now?
Are you fucking...
I am going to
Guys,
actually.
what?
No.
Add shotgun
Can I
effect.
confess?
That
Can
no.
I
Because you didn't
confess?
play it
Oh,
either.
Axel, are you with
This
me?
dickhead hardly even played it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go sit with Axel.
Why?
I'm not gonna
I
go
need
sit
a
with you.
reason why you did not play that game.
No, and we will get away from the whole talk of how beautiful the map is just to talk about this game
I think Visor
and how fantastic it is. Go on, Visor.
I got something even worse. I got the game for free and didn't play it.
Fair enough.
You and
Fair
so
enough.
many others.
Listen,
Anyone that bought
Honestly-
a PS4 Slim.
But
Oh, wait,
like,
no,
to the
The Last
people
of
who
Us.
have played the game,
That was the first part.
Donkus, Vanilli,
Yep.
Rocker.
Millie
Rocker. I mean, we've played the game. It's fantastic. I mean, you've spent countless hours on the game.
Countless.
I mean, countless.
Same.
I mean, I have done the same thing. I mean, it's great, and I genuinely, like Vanilli was talking about, why didn't you guys keep going? What kept you from
I
actually
wanna know
finishing
why.
or even
Because
getting through
even when
the
I
game?
played that first part of it, I was like, what the fuck?
A very minor portion of it to me is because I have a hard time sticking with games that are stick too much to real
Yeah.
human physics. Down to
Yeah,
like
I
the
think-
gritty
Yep.
details of like crouching and like
I
barely
think
grazing a thing with your hand and slowing down
I
because of
run into the same issues.
it. The other reason was because I needed money, so I traded it in, and I was like, I want to beat this because I'm like, I know this game is fantastic, and I want to play through it, but mainly because I live in the profession of like 1, working a shit ton, and then 2, getting most games at launch. So the second a new game comes out, I mean, most of the time I expected to know what new games are coming out anyway, just for what I do, and for that reason, I get games at launch, and then I don't beat this one game, and then dozens and dozens of other... Like, Dishonored 2, for example. Dishonored 2 came out. I bought the Collector's Edition. I was so hyped for that game. I played through Dishonored 1 like 5 times. Fantastic. I haven't made it past the first level. I played through the first level, and then some other game comes out, and I start playing that. Like, I find it hard to beat any game.
yeah.
And so I just haven't
I
found
can
the
see
time to
that.
go back and play it now, because there's so much more on my list.
Yeah, I mean, I understand.
I think I'm just gonna sit down and watch it.
I understand in a sense, like the whole human physics type deal. In a sense, I don't want to play a game where I'm just another guy, where I could go ahead and do what I'm doing now. But at the same time, it also added a little fantasy to it because, I mean, it was zombies. And yes, the whole idea of zombies is played out and it's done a million times. And quite frankly, a lot of us are sick of it. But it added that little extra something. And honestly, I always like to give a game when I play it the first level or two or world or two or
I think it was
checkpoint.
its emotion is what you wanted to say.
Checkpoint or
what
two.
You were thinking
yeah,
of.
and
that game had you tearing up at 15 minutes in.
That.
Not many games can pull off
Yeah.
a realism that can make you physically elicit emotions.
So
emotions like that.
Genuinely teared up. Not even gonna lie. That got to me. That scene. I'm not gonna spoil it, obviously, but that scene. We all know what we're talking about. That scene got to me.
It got to me
it got
too.
to everybody.
I was blown away. I was like, wow, that quick?
Exactly. That quick, and it just it sunk me right into the game, and I kept playing to see what would happen.
No punches.
Actually, in terms of things eliciting emotions, I just have to make a really quick shout out to a really off title, Spec Ops: The Line.
That game's fun.
There are some cutscenes in that game that will make you question humanity, but you'll have to experience that for yourself. Continue. Because we're veering off topic
Also,
of the maps.
to kind of get into The Last of Us a little bit of the gameplay, Tomb Raider, the newest one,
Rise?
fucking great.
I hope you're right because that's on my list to play.
Listen, I'm telling you, I've beaten both of them, 1 and 2.
I love the first
I
one.
have played
man.
every single part of it.
I would even say
Even the aftermath of beating the actual game and playing the side missions. There's in the first one where she fights and just the falling into this, falling into that, and just fucking hitting everything and breaking, and you're just like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. And it's fucking good. The details in the game are actually really good as well.
Well, fantastic.
I can't believe I totally forgot about this until right now. Kirat. Far Cry 4.
Oh my god!
I was literally going to
Kirat.
say Far Cry fucking 4.
Kirat and Far Cry 4. I would not even mind,
amazing.
even given the socio-economic problems that were going on during the process of that game, I wanted to just live there. Just so I could sit, on any ledge and just fucking use my eyes. and that's all I needed.
And that's it. And it was so... I find that I veer towards a lot of games that have a beautiful landscape. That you look at a game and you can look in this wide open field and you see all the detail and mountains and trees and shit and how it looks just so cool. And I don't mean to cut off this conversation right here, but holy shit, guys, how the hell have we not mentioned Skyrim?
I was waiting on it, but I knew that would open up a whole can of worms.
How did we not get Skyrim?
Yeah.
We've gotten this far into a conversation about beautiful maps and best designs and most detail, and we missed Skyrim.
This is why I wanted to hold off on saying anything about Skyrim, because everybody knows that Skyrim is beautiful. We don't need to say it. Now, what I'm really interested in knowing is why specifically out of the Elder Scrolls series does everybody like Skyrim over things like Oblivion,
Oblivion,
Morrowind,
I think, has a
Elder
better
Scrolls
world.
Online.
I like Oblivion better.
ESO is nice. I mean, I feel like the fact that they put it on a multiplayer, like the MMO, I didn't necessarily agree with. I liked that you can play with people, but I didn't like that you always had to play with people.
If they gave you the option, it would have been totally fine.
It
totally
would have been
100%.
100% so much better. I would have played it a whole lot more. It would have been a whole lot better. But I feel like the reason people veered towards Skyrim is because it's the most recent one that you didn't have to put up with network issues. And it's the most popular. It was Oblivion was great. Oblivion, the world, I admit, probably better than Skyrim. But everyone played Skyrim. It's better known than others because Skyrim is when Elder Scrolls blew up.
That's a fair point because a lot of people could probably retort that saying, well, I like Skyrim the most because it's the one I played.
Exactly.
Dude, let's just hit the nail on the fucking head. Alright, you walk out of that cave at the beginning of the game, and you are free to do whatever, and literally whatever the fuck you want.
Axel, we're still talking about Skyrim. We're not talking about Breath of the Wild yet.
we already talked about that.
That too.
Yeah,
like,
but Skyrim does it so fucking well. Yeah. It does it so well. Like,
so if you guys also want to hear someone being murdered, which you will in about 4.5 seconds,
I'll get the knife.
I have never played Skyrim in my life.
Okay, now that's a problem.
That's
an actual issue.
So after this, we're heading to Walmart. We're buying a PS4 edition of Skyrim, and we're gonna play it all night with Vanilli.
We actually might have to get the guard to come take him away.
Like
right now.
Seriously,
you have committed
wait,
Skyrim and her people.
Wait, I need to call this out right now. Because Axel just sat there and assumed that we would have to run out and buy a copy, and don't assume that seven gamers in this room.
And you think not one of them has it? I have it.
The craziest thing, I've never played Oblivion either.
Oblivion a little.
I didn't play Oblivion either. I'm on it.
I'm gonna be murdered here too. I didn't like Skyrim.
This is a lot of lying going on. I don't think anyone's died yet.
There's a difference between not liking Skyrim and not playing Skyrim.
I don't think we should lie to our listeners.
No, honestly, and I feel like you not liking Skyrim is the gamer you are. And
yeah, I'm the same reason I don't like Fallout. It's just that game, that mechanic type of first person.
I agree. I did not like Fallout.
It's a little too stiff in the jumping, and the mechanics are a little too stiff. Like,
Bethesda engines.
Honestly,
it's Bethesda engines.
Yes.
They're not the best. They're janky.
And
totally
that's nothing
janky.
against the game because Skyrim is.
And it's something that people just deal with. It's an abuse you live with.
It is bullshit.
I just didn't like the game.
I believe Dunk has had
Fallout was a little. See, the thing is, and this actually goes back to Intrepid's point way back when. I played Fallout a little less than I played Skyrim because it felt too real. I felt we were immersed in a fantasy world and you couldn't do any of this when you walked outside. So why would I play Fallout made by the same company in the same area, whatever, and I just veered towards Skyrim more, and I know Fallout's a fantastic game, and I'll pass it off to Donkus, who's, biting at the teeth.
He's sitting on the edge of
I actually wasn't even going to say anything about Fallout. I was actually going to add on to your question on why is Skyrim so popular. I think I know why Skyrim is so popular. And it's specifically, I think Skyrim is so popular because it is a RPG, a role-playing game where you can make your character go and do whatever you want, right? But it's on a simple basis. Now, excuse me here. If you take from old school gamers like us, we've grown up with the turn-based style of RPG. When you have to wait a turn to attack, all that. Yeah, Pokemon, all that.
Pokemon.
See, a lot of people don't like that. See, if I notice anything, a lot about people today, they fucking want constant action. Some people can't stand to sit through all that shit and do that.
Completely.
Skyrim completely blows out of the water with the simplicity of here you attack with right trigger or R2, you block with L2, and here you got spells to do that too, but they expand on that simplicity. And it's just, it's massive.
And I think it was the first game to, obviously the other games in the Elder Scrolls series, but obviously I'm saying Skyrim is the one that blew up. Why it blew up, I have no idea. But RPGs came to, came to a point where Skyrim, I feel, was the first game that literally, and I know I'm wrong in saying this, but I feel like it was the first big game to give you the freedom to, you get dropped in a world, and you go ahead and do whatever the fuck you want. And you don't have to go ahead and follow the main story. There's 250 million fucking side quests. But Grand Theft Auto was
limited still.
It was limited.
It's very...
You had side quests. Side quests were really big in GTA 5. And, 4 and, whatever. But, the amount of shit you had to do was nothing compared to what you can do in Skyrim.
I think it's less the side quests, and I see what you're saying about more. I think the difference really is you have different weapons when you play GTA, but you're doing the same things. You're not really able to tailor how you play. And to the amount of depth. I wanted to add on to Donkus' thing is, I see it more or less the simplicity aspect, because at this, at our current state in time. There are a couple games that I think do the open world aspect a little bit more in a simple way, but it was like you said, it was one of the first.
Yeah.
It was one of the first games that did allow you to do all those things
and
all
customize
completely the way you wanted to. Drop
you didn't
in
even
the
have
game.
to do quests.
It's a game that doesn't hold your hand and it's like, come on, like it's not a linear RPG. It broke the mold. It was like, hey, well, I mean, obviously the Elder Scrolls series in general because they did that before Skyrim.
Well, I'm saying,
but Skyrim in itself because it also caught up with the times where people were able to actually view a nice environment and with decent mechanics.
I think it just set the stone for what RPGs can be.
It definitely set the bar,
And,
and
you
it's
know,
absolutely
high bar to set. And
Because then you had a lot of games come out after that. Like
well, you also got to think about it. Every game that has used an open world aspect at this point, or at least about 90% of them, they will reference Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls series as their basis and branch off from there.
So good game that just recently came out that I played only a little. I only played a little bit of Ghost Recon.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I mean, I
We're on the
wanted
same
to.
wavelength.
It was going to be great,
You know,
and I just
Even
never
still
actually got
playing
around.
just the beta and them just fixing the little things. Tom Clancy's doing fucking phenomenal.
I have to agree
On
with
that.
that.
Tom
They
Clancy
did a
is
really
making
great
a
job.
large
They did a
survival right
fucking
now.
good job on that game. Between
amazing
riding the
message.
motorcycle, getting in the car, shooting from a long distance, throwing the drone up. Like, that takes a lot. You know what I mean?
I see what you're talking about. Another one we haven't really touched upon yet, which I don't even really think... Because the environment, cool, yeah, it's done before though. The real thing is the fauna, really, in the game.
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh my
That's
god!
what I knew you were thinking.
Oh,
It's less on
my-
the map though, it really is. The world is beautiful, but it just looks like a high-def Skyrim game, I'm just saying.
True.
But it is, I mean, really the aesthetic comes
Yeah, I was
from the
gonna- I was
add-ons.
gonna bring that
but
up,
Horizon
but no.
is a great shout-out. That's all I'm really going to say on that.
I'm just going to go back to Skyrim for just 1 minute. As we're getting ready to close out here. But, every single sandbox game that's made after Skyrim has been made, I guarantee you the developers are like, how can we make this map as good as Skyrim? Or
Yeah.
better than Skyrim?
It really is
I
using
guarantee they say that.
It really
Like,
is using the format and then just being like, how can we make this tweak to make it not a copy?
Yeah.
Like...
I mean, even more is to just be like, okay, well, they did this. What can we do to make our game more appealing or better? Or
Right.
it's
Because it's not copying
it's
to use
set-
an open world.
It's
It
set
isn't.
a bar.
No.
It's set a bar, and people try to exceed Skyrim, and map-wise, I don't know of many that have done it.
Really?
If
I don't
any.
think so either.
If any.
I
honestly.
can say Sky, yeah.
Freaking to close us off, my final map that I bring up, something that can come close to all these worlds that you've just said. I can't believe that none of you brought this up. Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Oh, I never actually sat down and played it because I've never been a fan of the Dark Souls style, so I was
Dude.
like, no, I'm good.
Dark
Yeah.
Souls style, I mean, it's
I don't have the
it's
temperament
hard
for that shit.
It's hard
The
to get
worlds
into.
for those games are unbelievable. Bloodborne hit the goddamn nail on the head for a gothic, Lovecraftian masterpiece.
Okay.
And if you know about that hard, see all this stuff, you're gonna fall in love with it, dude.
Yeah.
And there's so many theories and ideas that go behind the story and what you're actually, who you are, and what you're actually doing, and it just it blows your damn mind, dude, that this environment was actually put together. Just they built something completely from scratch.
A big one that I know no one's noticed, and Creed's gonna love me for this one. Borderlands.
Oh my fucking god.
Fucking great game.
Yeah,
The
I
detail in
that
that game, fucking amazing. I've
Yeah.
played the whole
The
series.
whole Gearbox, and I mean,
fucking
obviously,
great. Even the animated was a
I was
little
gonna say their
iffy,
animation has always been a little,
but very good
argued
world
about.
editing and very good.
The animation, I feel like, is only argued about because of the fact that it came out before its time.
Yes.
If they did the animation now with the style that they have with the Telltale games and things like that, it would have been phenomenal.
Agreed.
That's the problem. It was a little too blotchy. It stuck out.
It
It just
kinda
didn't
threw
look
me off
clean.
a little
But
bit.
now that they know how to make those defined lines between the cell shade,
Borderlands
it could be
3.
fantastic.
Borderlands 3 has been announced, and it is going. I'm so excited to see what Gearbox does with it.
I'm really excited too.
Huh?
I had no idea.
I'm pretty sure it has been. Yeah.
I believe
I'm almost
this.
positive. All right, guys. With that, I think this is a good enough time as any to go ahead and wrap this podcast up. I thank you guys so much for listening. We are Conducive Gaming, and we will catch you next time.
Peace out.
Thank you.
Deuces.
Signing off.